Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Drew Carney.
And I'm China Green. Our top story here at noon. Salem police tell us that they shot a suspected kidnapper this morning in an apartment complex parking lot. It started around 4:30 when a woman called 911 saying she'd been kidnapped. Officers tracked down the suspect's car to an apartment complex near Wallace Marine Park. That's where the woman got out of the car, and so did the suspect. He was armed with a knife, and two officers then shot him. The suspect was taken to a nearby hospital where he's being treated. No officers were hurt. KGW's John Adams is in Salem right now and will have an update for us starting on the news at 4.
Members of Boeing's largest workers union officially went on strike at midnight, hitting the picket line for the first time in 16 years.
An overwhelming majority of the 33,000 members of the machinists union voted in favor of the strike, 1,300 of them here in Oregon.
We could take a look at workers picketing both here in Gresham and up north closer to Seattle and Renton. The workers in Renton broke up into smaller groups, picketing at 8 different locations around the Boeing facility there. The workers in Gresham, meanwhile, are picketing outside their manufacturing facility where they build parts that are mostly used in commercial airplanes. Union members say one of the main sticking points behind this strike is they want Boeing to reinstate their pension. The machinists have gone on strike before. Their longest one lasted 20 weeks. Their last one, back in 2008, lasted 57 days, and analysts say that one cost Boeing about $2 billion in profits. The workers we spoke to today said they feel confident this strike is the right decision.
I've seen this place explode with a lot of energy with this strike. A lot of people have waited a long time for this, who've been here much longer than I have. And they've seen the stuff that this company has done that I haven't. I've heard a lot of stories. So I think that they're basically in it to catch up for all of those lost years.
In response, a Boeing spokesperson said in a statement that the tentative agreement reached with union leadership was clearly not acceptable to members, though they remain committed to resettling the relationship and reaching a deal. But what does this strike mean for the workers in the meantime? They want to be paid by Boeing during the strike, and their health benefits would run out at the end of the month. The union will step in financially, but only after 3 weeks on strike, and then each member gets just $250 a week. KGW's Blair Best is in Gresham right now, and we'll have an update on the strike in our later newscasts.
Meanwhile, an Alaska Airlines flight that was headed from Nashville to Seattle had to scratch its takeoff yesterday. Here's why. The FAA says the plane's tires blew out when it had to slam on its brakes to avoid colliding with a Southwest plane that was cleared to cross the same runway. The airline says no one was hurt and all the passengers were put on another flight to Seattle. The NTSB and FAA are investigating. 2
Alaska Airlines pilots were honored yesterday for safely landing their Boeing 737 MAX after that door plug blowout back in January. Both received the Superior Airmanship Award from the Airline Pilots Association. Federal transportation investigators say bolts meant to keep the door plug in place appeared to have been missing when the aircraft was delivered new to Alaska.
Police arrested the minor who they say is responsible for a social media threat made against Sweet Home High School. And for the second day in a row, all schools in the Sweet Home district are closed. Police say the boy, who is not a student in the district, made reference to the high school in an online post while he was holding a pistol. Then around 5 o'clock yesterday evening, police found him and took him into custody. He faces several charges, including disorderly conduct and unlawful possession of a firearm.
A Vancouver mother is in the Clark County Jail charged with manslaughter in the fentanyl overdose death of her 21-month-old daughter. According to court documents and toxicology reports, the baby tested positive for both fentanyl and Narcan, which is used to reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. Court records indicate that her mom, 38-year-old Catherine Richards, told police that she gave her daughter Narcan but denied using fentanyl. The baby was found unresponsive in her crib in March. Richards pleaded not guilty.
Beaverton police are warning people about the fake fundraising accounts for 32-year-old Melissa Jubain. The Providence nurse was found dead last weekend. Police say this GoFundMe page that we're showing you right here is the only one that's tied to Jubain's family. Jubain was reported missing after she didn't show up for work last week and was later found dead. 27-year-old Bryce Schubert was arrested in connection with the murder. His preliminary hearing is scheduled for Monday. Meanwhile, the man accused of intentionally running over and killing more than 24 seagulls on a southern Washington beach back in July is scheduled to appear in court today. Witnesses say 64-year-old James Shepard Travis of Honolulu not only ran over that flock of seagulls, he also came close to hitting 2 people who were walking their dogs on the beach. It happened near Clipson Beach Approach on the Long Beach Peninsula. He's charged with first-degree animal cruelty and reckless driving. Owners at 2 separate restaurants in Northeast Portland are frustrated after they say they were broken into within an hour of each other.
One of the owners says each time his businesses have been broken into, responding officers have declined to investigate due to limited resources. So security images show 4 people with masks breaking into Gabbiano's on Northeast 30th near Killingsworth just after 4:30 Monday morning. The owners say the thieves stole cash and tequila and that it was the restaurant's 4th break-in since opening 2 years ago. Then less than an hour later and 3 miles away, another break-in happened at Barasha on Northeast 28th and Gleason. They got away with cash and more high-end tequila. The bar owners say that a witness saw the group arrive in what appeared to be a gray Toyota RAV4. Now both businesses owners are frustrated with the city's lack of response, saying that they feel like they're on their own.
It's a strong community within the food and beverage industry, but it feels like the city and the police are not hearing us or knowing it.
She's urging other small businesses to safeguard with security cameras and alarms.
All right, take a look at this caught on camera the moment a Louisiana woman was pulled out from under a tree that was toppled by Hurricane Francine. This video shows the rescue workers doing their best to calm her down as they rescued her there. This happened Tuesday night as Francine was passing through Louisiana. Deputies used chainsaws to help free her up from that fallen tree. She was taken to the hospital. She was hurt, of course, but is expected to be okay. Rod, this is a storm that you have been tracking all week long here.
Yeah, always a scary moment because you've got the combination of the potential flooding. You've got the winds that can almost be like a hurricane in terms of bringing down trees and so forth. The news at this noon hour, though, is good. The only watch or warning or advisory of any kind with what is left of Francine is a flood watch, and there have been flood warnings for these heavy convective showers moving through Alabama. The center of the storm is right up here on the border of Missouri and Arkansas, and where they've got the flooding potential issues. They've had 3 inches of downpours, and they could get another 2 to 3 inches in parts of Alabama from those convective runs. This is becoming a separate system along a front that's moving down into Florida, by the way, and no watches and warnings up for that. Well, here at home, it's been a delightful day. Hope you've had a chance to at least look out the window on this Friday. We are still eyeing a system offshore that eventually today will start to bring increasing cloudiness our way, but for the time being, the clouds are still a ways out. So we have some delightful hours ahead of us. Here's Cannon Beach live, 65 degrees, beautiful Friday at the coast, and it's sunny down in Lincoln County as well. That's Depot Bay and 101 from the Channel House camera. It sits right on the harbor there. Downtown Portland, our lunchtime temperature is 65. We're on track to be up into the low 70s this afternoon. I think it will be a cloudy evening eventually. I don't see any rain from those clouds tonight, so high school football stadium should be in good shape. That's your forecast for now.
Rod, thank you. Coming up, former President Donald Trump says he will not take part in another debate with Vice President Harris. He explained his reasons yesterday ahead of his campaign rally in Arizona. Take a listen.
We just don't think it's necessary. We won the 2. I had one with, as you know, Joe. It was quite a famous debate. And then we had another one the other day, and it was both very successful.
But Vice President Kamala Harris disagrees, telling supporters at her rally in North Carolina that they should have another debate.
And look, I believe we owe it to have another debate. Right? We owe it to the voters. Because here's the thing. In this election, what's at stake could not be more important.
Both candidates continue to meet voters on the campaign trail today. The former president will be in California and Nevada, while Vice President will be in Pennsylvania.